We're live. Let me
Alright.
switch phones. Okay, yeah, we can get plugged in on this phone.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna watch. I'm gonna watch comments from Twitch.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be able to watch comments from Facebook. And I'll be able to watch comments from YouTube. So I got access. I'll just have to switch between them. Because we're on all three right now. So we're on
Okay.
we're on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
we're on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
and we're live on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get all comments.
Hello, two-faced fishy.
Okay, we're on all.
Here's some more of these.
Oh, nice. Okay. So Welo's.
Hey, Anna T. Hello, Katie Cat. It's so heavy. Hey, Mirren.
So we don't know who everyone is.
Yeah.
So we might have to guess.
Hello, Destin 2012.
Yeah, we got 11 of you so far. There's a kilo of opals. I need you to try and get 500 grams
I
separated.
don't know if this will do that.
Well, you'll have to do it in 100-gram blocks.
Okay.
Maybe put it in front there. Do you want a little box to fill?
I got one.
I have this one. You have one?
Yeah, I got this one. Ah, it's John. Okay. All right, let's see here. Tear.
I'm in. Who is Little Sausage Toes? Oh, Carcass. Okay, Little Sausage Toes.
Sausage
Anna
toes.
T is here on YouTube, by the way. So, hey, YouTube.
Hello, Gator.
Hey, Twitch. And hey,
Yes, hey, everybody.
I don't see anybody commenting on Facebook.
Yeah.
But they could be, and it could just be closer.
So we're doing this 100 grams at a time.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to figure out going live through the app because, yes, on your phone, it's like a very tiny photo.
Yeah.
So that is something we have to change. But if you guys are here for the first time on Twitch, please let us know how it compares to TikTok if you were one of the people having issues freezing or looping. Was that your first time, Jared?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it on. There you go.
Okay. Next.
Yeah, I tried going on the app and it just says, I'm going to see if David will mess with it tonight.
Yeah.
I
can try it on my phone.
For like 5 minutes and it's like amazing.
Yeah.
Or we can try and figure out how to get it on the iPhone and try there.
That's a good idea, too. Yeah, if we can get we need the login or the app store. We need to Luciano.
Audio quality a bit worse, video quality a bit worse, but the lag definitely.
All right, this one's 100. This is what 100 grams of opals look like. It's probably like 30, 40 pieces in there.
So another 100?
At this size. There's some really good pieces in here.
Yeah, these are great.
Look at that thing.
Well, I guess you'll have to get the jars.
Yeah.
And at some point during this, we'll have to fill.
Where are the jars? Oh, yeah. How many have I done? I've done 2. This is the third.
2 so far. Hey, Ashley.
The big chunk.
So 200-gram blocks so far.
Yeah. It's another one.
Yeah, there's only one size per jar, and I don't even know how many we'll actually make since we're only keeping half of this lot.
Probably not many. It's going to be an expensive jar, but.
Oh, video quality is fine when you hold a piece real close.
Okay.
Audio quality could be better.
So if I press cam, does it do anything?
Switches over to show you.
Oh.
Like double chin you too.
Yeah. Nice. My favorite kind of me.
It's always real disappointing.
This one. There we go.
That's another 100. That's the third 100.
Mm-hmm. That's the third. Is the third?
Yes. Yes, it's the third.
Okay. So, okay. I have to get the other scale. That way we can make sure.
Oh, no, I still, yeah, do 5. It might still probably.
Yeah, it's just for a rough.
Because it should be like, you know, 0.5.
All right.
We're at 0.4 kilos right now. So that was actually the fourth.
Okay. So this is the fifth.
Yeah, that's
All
the
right.
fifth
All
one.
right.
That
There you
should
go.
be 0.5. Let me know if this is right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take over while you get the jars. Okay, so maybe a mic would be. Thank you guys for the suggestions because we're old. They're old and crusty. So okay, we got the password, so we can probably try and get the iPhone set up. I still don't know how to press back on the iPhone. No idea on the jars. We actually have to see how much weight the jars can hold. Hey, I know it's not old, but like compared to, compared to people that are like not, I don't know. Time's weird. I don't know. Don't even. And I mean, though, like, thank you guys, obviously, because like, it's something. But I don't know. I feel like so freaking out of touch. I don't know though. It's because like, when I moved in with David, he had 4 kids. So like my entire 20s were kind of spent like raising kids, and then like I turned 30 and I was like, wait, how have I like gotten past with the kid raising phase and I'm only 30? I don't know. I feel disoriented, I think, because of it. Ari Congas are here. Thank you. I'll take it. I promise. Like the older I get, like I know I'm not old, but the older I get, the more I treasure and appreciate advice from anyone that's even like 5 years older than me. So, and that would be, so there are 21-year-old babies in here. That would be my advice, is be like, just people that are 5 years, 8 years, 10 years older than you, just like listen to what they have to say. You don't actually know better. And that was my biggest issue as like an 18-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old. I was like, I know everything. And nobody could know anything more than what I know. And like the older I get, the more I'm just like, oh my gosh, what an asshole. So Ori Congas are here. Kathy, I'm glad you made it over to the let's see where you're commenting from. You're commenting from Twitch. I don't think we've gotten any Facebook. Oh no, Andrea, Lily F is over here on Facebook. And Jody Larson, got to give a shout out. You're joining us from Facebook. Everybody else is gotten on the Twitch. Yes, so Jody, we're hoping to be fixing that. So we have an idea about fixing it. So Ari Congas, Ron, you even made it over to Twitch. We got Ron on Twitch. Christy41 on Twitch. Tara made it to Twitch. Casey Owens. Look at you guys. Can I tell you, whenever we quit Facebook, people would not go over to TikTok. And I'm like, but guys, there's not any lag and it's better. And they were like, no.
TikTok has some other applications.
Yeah. So like TikTok, I feel like Twitch is good because if you do have like a personal or political opinion about TikTok, it's cool because this gives another option. And good for you guys. TikTok started being freaking crappy. I was going to say the S word, but I still don't know if you can cuss on here or anything.
Yeah, we're using
So,
which is like
yeah, we're on StreamYard. So other small businesses, I know Fish is in here. Yeah, if you guys can get StreamYard, then right now we are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And it's all on the same stream. So you guys we have a chat that says everybody. Like Moncherie just joined and it says Facebook next to her name. So we can tell where you guys are commenting from. Lisa Bedell is joining us from Facebook. We had a couple other Facebooks. Okay, I just got an update from a not old person that I can't cuss on Twitch. Awesome. It's so good having like teenage children because like I don't even think we could have a Discord channel if we didn't have teenage kids because one of them is apparently watching us on Twitch and just message that we're allowed to cuss on here. I'm just trying not to get banned the same day that I start my Twitch channel. Okay, David is back. He's gonna start the jars. I was just like sneak peeking you guys on the Oricongas. Yeah, I don't know anything about here other than just my thought process last night was like I bet if we streamed on somewhere that was like made for video streaming and didn't have a social media aspect to it other than video streaming, I bet that the streaming there is better. So I just decided to make a Twitch last night and then test it today. So I'm excited to get you guys over here. Also, if you know any other shops that are like everybody in the live is freezing, tell them that Twitch has been great and encourage them to get a Twitch account. And if they have questions about it, if they don't hate me, tell them to message me.
if we're not blocked already.
If we're not blocked from it, because I feel like it'd be cool if we got a lot of people going on Twitch and had like a crystal community on Twitch. Don't put it past me.
All right.
So we need to try and figure out how many average grams a jar holds.
Instagram Fish.
So if we could fill up like 3 jars and get like a general weight, you want me to give you 2 more jars?
Yeah.
You just want to do a different.
I can just do 1 jar. It's going to be pretty close because like, the thing is though with these, StreamYard, StreamYard. It's all one word.
Christy, we're hoping to fix that tonight. The issue is that we're streaming through StreamYard, and if we can stream through the app, I think it will actually sign to.
If I turn it sideways, does you think it'll matter? I'm gonna try it real quick.
You could try.
Oh, that may be better, you guys. Let me know if that's better, you guys.
Let me know.
It's better on my screen anyway.
Okay, and you can still see the comments.
Yeah, I can't see as much.
Hold on, I'm getting some yay full picture on PC. I'm getting a yes.
Okay, there you go.
A full screen.
So
nice. This is great.
We used StreamYard.
That's great. It's fine.
We used StreamYard before, like a couple years ago, and we actually had it hooked up to a camera, like a DSLR camera, and it works pretty good for that. Like we were doing silent lives with it and stuff, but which may be a thing too. Maybe we try it with a camera and see how that goes.
Yes.
But we can't do TikTok on here.
So not on the phone app. Still tiny for me.
Okay. This is Loveless's best song. This cover.
Oh, someone says you might have to back up the camera a little bit.
Back it up?
Yes.
As in, like.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't think I can do that. Oh, here's a layout thing. Let me see. Let's try this. Cinema layout. Let's see. Layout.
It's looking okay for. Maybe you should load it up on Twitch on your phone and see what it looks like. Because that way we'll be able to see. Because this is what it looks like on PC. What I'm looking at right now. It's great. So if you're watching on a laptop or a computer, like I'm seeing flash in the opal, I would never have seen on my phone.
Yeah. I'm checking now.
It's bigger than before and the full screen sideways, but then no comments are visible. It's bigger than before.
So it looks like, yeah, on the phone, like it's, see what I mean? Yeah, if you turn your phone, so like if you turn your phone, you get full screen, but you can't comment. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to figure out if there's any way to change that. So we're working on it, you guys. Let's see. Let's try news layout, screen layout. Let's try this one. Let's see if that's better.
iPad is top screen video, bottom half chat.
Yeah. Let me see. So, plus. Oh yeah, if you turn it sideways, so what you can do is like when you turn it sideways, if you like, there's a button that you hit.
Yeah, there's a chat
that lets you
slash that will return chat.
Right. Yeah. So when it looks like this, and you can't chat. You press it, and then you press. There's a chat bubble right here on the bottom right there. See, so now you have access to the chat and everything. So that's pretty good. And then of course like that, but I like it better sideways, just because because you're trying to see stuff. But it's something. Okay, so I'm happy with it. All right, so these it's going to depend, like how many you get is going to depend a lot on just the size of these. So I'm going to try to put like a
let's do an average. So let's just do like 3 jarfuls and then get an average weight on it.
I think the weight's going to be roughly the same, but yeah, we'll get an average because
it's good to get an average.
Yeah. Let's see.
It should be all the same.
Yeah.
But is it all the same?
There we go.
So just let me know how many grams you're with. No, thank you guys for actually coming over here.
Yeah.
Like if we can get like most of our audience over here, like 40 people, we can actually do lives over here where you guys aren't dealing with the quality issues that you are on Facebook or TikTok or wherever.
So this one, it's just under, let's go 37 grams on this one.
37?
Mm-hmm. We need to also clean these because they're like dusty.
Yes. Well, I mean, when you get them though, like just rinse them off.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna send the jars dry.
Okay, and then just fill them up.
When you guys get them, just rinse them off and then put water in the jar.
Yeah, because like whenever you put water in the, like I don't recommend putting oil in these first. Like I would put water in and then rinse them really good because they're gonna have a lot of settling like dust that will settle at the bottom if you don't keep like get it really cleaned off. I feel like if I could get one of my tumblers going, I could tumble these to get the matrix off. But if we do that, then they cost a lot more because you're knocking a lot of weight off. So
does glue damage Welo opal?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't see how it would. I mean, because it's silica, so it's just another form of silica. So I don't see how it would.
Okay, important comments. Okay, so comment with the phone sideways. There's a comment bar on the bottom right. There's also a little text bubble. If you tap it twice, you can have half screen and half the chat.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So this one was 37?
Yeah.
You want me to just empty that over here? Or I'll give you another. Yeah, because we're just filling them. So
yeah, I figured it would be less redundant if we just filled them in.
Now, if you film a video with these, it's going to be so funny. Guys, the video is going to be so funny.
Yeah, I don't see how that'd be an issue. Just like just putting glue, because like the glue, because I mean, it could like mess with the flash on the side that has glue on it. But if you're gluing it to canvas, then it doesn't really matter.
So when I tried the hot glue sulfur, it shattered inside.
Yes. I can imagine that would happen. I mean, opals are silica. Like opals are a form of silica, so it has similar properties to like quartz or chalcedony. So
So the Welo opal sold by weight. So even
yeah,
if it broke in half, if it's still two flashy pieces,
37.5.
It's gonna be sold by weight. So another 37. So we're looking like 37 grams in each one so far.
So
In a jar.
yeah, so they can be left dry, Mirren, because they are already dry. So if you like the way they look, then leave them dry. But I do recommend at least like clean them, like rinsing them and cleaning them and just letting them dry again. So Desden, who's Desden? John, that's right. No, that John is Gator.
Oh. Die?
No.
Who's Desden?
Either way, Destin. So if the opals cracked and like split after you put them into water, then they likely were already fractured, and like the water just allowed them to expand a little bit, because it's John, it's Desert Oasis John. Okay, okay, yeah, the other one. Okay, I got you. The other one was what's his name? Okay, I got you.
Thank you, Jakeberg. We know who you are.
Sorry, y'all. It's hard learning new names, like because and for me, it's not even just the names. It's actually looking at your photos. Casey, yeah, Casey was the other one. You'd think I would know that because we literally have like maybe like we have like probably half a dozen guys that shop, but yeah, no, it's like I'm used to seeing your profile photos, so that's how I recognize you, and so like without that, I'm like completely lost right now. Okay.
Yeah, I do. I at least get the fishy, and I love its weird.
Yeah. So yeah, if an opal cracks after you put it into water, it probably was already cracked, because what happens is hydrophane opals, like Welos, which is what these are, they actually let's see if I can show you. So they absorb water, right? And so they absorb water into them, but then whenever they lose the water, like when they go to dry out, they do a thing called crazing, and it's basically cracking, and that's what you can see here. So like that's why you have these cracks running through here. That's also why they don't generally use these for gemstones, is because they are so sensitive to water that you wear it a few times, it gets wet, and then all of a sudden it's ruined. But it likely already had cracks in it, and it just kind of made them more present because they soak up water, and you can test an opal if you're not sure if it's a hydrophane opal. If you just put a little bit of water like on your finger and you touch the opal, if it sticks, then it's a hydrophane opal because it's actually like sucking the water up off of your hand. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, the thing about it though is like the cracks in hydrophane opals is generally not a big deal. You just end up with multiple smaller ones if it really breaks. But I've had some like big ones, like really big ones that were kind of like this, like this size, and they look good, and then I let them dry out, and they just like shattered to just a bunch of pieces. But that's kind of where these come from. So like this piece, you can see it's like a shard piece, and I guarantee this was like during the drying process that it just cracked into shards. So yeah, it's a whole thing. But yeah, you don't have to put them in water if you don't want to.
Also,
So
Jody, who's joining us on
hey,
Facebook,
Jody.
says I need to change my water in mine. It's looking kind of greenish.
Yeah. Okay. So yes. So one way you can get around that if you don't want to have to deal with that. So obviously rinse it out really good and get it clean. But then if you refill it with mineral oil, just like regular old mineral oil, like the kind that's like in the cupboard or in the medicine cabinet, as long as it's clear, of course. But you can fill it with mineral oil, and then it doesn't get algae anymore because there's no water for it to get algae with. But also, if it looks good and it only does it every once in a while, then maybe just change it out. So this one.
Good night, fish.
Yes, have a good night, fish.
I don't know if you saw Mirren. They said, do they craze more if you wet them and then let them dry again?
38. So yes, as they craze if you soak them and then you let them dry out. So what's happening in the crystal is like basically like it fills up with water, and it takes time though, because like Krista actually tried this on some of them. She like put them in water, and she was like watching, like she just put a little bit of water, and she was watching them kind of soak the water up. But it takes like hours for it to happen. Like it's not super fast. But what happens is like whenever you take it out of water, it starts losing the water, and it slowly, kind of evaporates out of the piece. But if it does it really quickly, like just at normal speed, like just room temperature, then it will like it basically like will cause cracks in it. But if you dry them slower, apparently, if you dry them um, like in a cooler environment to where it's taking longer for the water to evaporate, then it doesn't happen quite as much, I guess, because like the mineral has more time to kind of compensate for the for the water being released. So
Also, it looks like Lisa
yes, have a good night,
joined
fish.
us on
Hey,
Twitch.
Lisa. Oh,
So
nice.
thank you so much
Yes.
for taking the plunge and like trying a new platform.
Yes.
So let us know how the lag or buffering might be compared to us on TikTok.
Yeah, I imagine a fridge would probably work. I mean, if the lid was off, but
And
I've
Jenny
never.
said, thanks, I will get some oil. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
oil
mineral
works
oil
well.
is great if you're leaving it anywhere that's like growing algae, because it's not going to grow algae in mineral oil. So
Another thing that helps prevent the algae thing, if you do want to just stick with water, is to use like reverse osmosis water or distilled water. That way, like if you can put it in put reverse osmosis or distilled water, like not reconstituted water, not hard like softened water or hardened water, but like actual distilled like from the store. It doesn't have any there's no components in it to form algae growth. As long as you are very careful to like take it directly from the container, put it in the other container, put a lid on it, so that there's no like spores of anything flying around. Yes.
So, good night, Kathy. Thank you for joining and
Yes.
downloading Twitch. This is
Yes.
awesome. Like we said, you TikTokers are like down to download some stuff and try some stuff out.
And
So,
you're on the cutting edge of a new thing.
thank you guys. Yeah, Kathy was joining us tonight. Glindy just said hello from Twitch.
Wow,
So
that's
Glindy
awesome.
ended up grabbing Twitch. Awesome. Thank you guys for doing that. That
Yeah.
means a lot.
We're starting a revolution, you guys.
I'm actually going to start pricing these Welo jars, and then we can also offer them up as a little first grab. That's
I'll
the
try to
first
get a
grab.
couple more pieces in there.
So
Yes. That one doesn't have anything in it. The other thing about these two, the matrix, is like it's just basically like it's very soft. It's just like kind of like a clay matrix. So it's not like let me show you what I mean. So let me get that one. Okay, I got that one to 37. Okay. So there you go.
also, if you guys are watching us from Facebook,
So like this piece, for example.
if you end up not wanting to
Watch
grab
this.
a Twitch, we also have less lag when you are streaming us via YouTube. And if you already have a Gmail account or a Google account, you have a YouTube account.
Yeah.
So if you guys are watching from Facebook and you're hoping for a platform that is not something you've never heard of, then you can also find us at Peabody's Paradise on YouTube.
Yes.
And
which I'm going to change that soon too.
It's less lag than Facebook is having.
I took that one out too.
There are options. I know Twitch is like a whole new thing. I'm lost on it myself.
Now you can all follow your kids and grandkids and friends with kids and see what they're doing. See what they're doing on there and like, oh no, like I don't recommend listening to them playing games because they may be like actually absolutely, yeah, that may be, yeah, you may pop in and hear some things that are not necessarily the best for parents and grandparents and friends of the family to hear. So
be devastated. Like as soon as like your kids or grandkids find out you're on Twitch,
yeah,
they are going.
Twitch is over. Yeah. They're going to start a new platform.
Yeah, Twitch is very modern. So
It
like
is.
I have to congratulate the amount of people who just like downloaded Twitch tonight. Because
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's a huge step.
I will
There
say,
we
like
go.
on Twitch, there are like arts and crafts streams.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
if you're into just watching
not just
somebody
gaming.
who's just like doing art or something, like you might actually even find people here that are something you're interested in. You might not.
Yeah, I just like popped all of that off of this one. See that?
Let me do a little. I'm gonna do a little.
There's a little piece of it there, but I got most of it. See that? Probably. Yeah. See that? So I figured out the hack for these is if you want to go through the process, if you have a rock tumbler, you can tumble these, and tumbling these, softly tumbling them actually knocks off most of the matrix to where you have no matrix on there. None of this. Like this all gets knocked off very easily. So opal is pretty hard, because it is a silica, but I've just put it in a tumbler with itself, just like with I put some like plastic beads in for cushion, but no like media in there, nothing, no tumbling media, just the opals, just some tumbling media to soften the tumbling action because you don't want it to like be sloshing around. But just a couple of days, like I ran them for about a week at a time, and that was enough to knock all the matrix off of these. The bad side to it is if you're buying them by weight or selling them by weight, then you are losing money because of that, because you're losing weight, obviously. But I think the look is better, and you can actually get a higher premium price for them if they don't have matrix on them. So it's a win-win. But as you can see,
So another good note is there's no like you can leave a long comment on here if you want to.
Oh, that's nice.
So you're not like stuck to the terribly low character limit.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, I hate that.
So
hi, Harold. Harold is on my arm right now. What do you want, Harry?
Just like the other shops that you guys shop in.
Yeah.
Maybe
recommend
about Twitch, because like if they're experiencing the same frustrating issues we are on TikTok, like maybe just let them know that like it seems like it's going okay over here. There's obviously some things to get used to, like the picture's not the same. But
can I have another jar?
Yeah, I have a bunch of jars.
I just have to read. Yeah, I just had to redo tear the thing. Here we go. There you go.
Yeah, get people over here because
how many? What was the weight? 37, right? Okay. All right. All right. That was 38, so we're good.
As long as we're on.
Yeah. Sorry, Hero.
I think it's gonna be good. Okay, let me get the pricing of these jars. That way, if anybody wants a jar, we're at least giving you a sneak peek thing.
Yeah, you get first track.
Sad we won't be selling
we are.
Do you think we should not sell?
No, we should. We absolutely should. Because you guys
did the thing.
Yeah, they put the work in.
For doing the thing. Also, no telling if the other half of the kilo is actually sold, so we'll see.
That's true. Yeah, it may not,
I can tell half of the kilo.
Yeah.
A quarter kilo. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, let me figure this out. I'm gonna get pricing.
All right, we're at 38 on this one. Let me add a couple more. All right, Harold, chewing on my beard. There we go. All right. Dorito, nice. I saw the Bob Ross. Like, that was a good one. Happy little trees. Speaking of happy little trees, since we're going to Oregon, we're going to have some happy little trees. Now, I'm not really a smoker. I'm not, I mean, like, I will partake, though, but I'll probably get a vape or something, but I'm not really a, like, I don't know. Like, my thing is, like, but I do, like, the thing about it for me is I do need something to, like, wind down because my brain, like, I'm constantly on, like, it's crazy. I think it's just, like, a thing that people who have businesses experience, and people, and not just businesses, but people who are basically, they have a job where their job involves production or being productive, because like everything I do, I relate to how I can like do something with that business wise. And so like I feel like it's a thing where like, I'm like conditioned to do that in a way, and I don't like it. Like I need to be able to turn that off sometimes, because like not everything has to be a business venture, right? So this one, let's see if we were there. Yep, 37. Let me put this one back in there. Got that guy. Maybe we'll get one little one back in there. I think I'm less productive, I think, like if I smoke. But also it's because I'm doing it recreationally for that purpose, and I think that may be why. But like I do know people who are regular smokers that also, are functionally much more productive when they do. So yeah, it's weird how it like does different things for different people. This one has some big pieces in it. That one, this one doesn't have any opal in it, so I'm getting rid of that one. I'm trying to make sure that the pieces all have, good opal in them. So
it's looking like there's at least 20 in each jar.
I think that one's no good. This one's good.
The flash is good.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that they're good. Like that they all have good look to them. So, oops, there, that was a good one. Okay. Oh no, she snuck some food while I wasn't looking. Oh no, she found the broom. Okay, that's Harold's broom. Your new girlfriend's beating up your old girlfriend.
So Florida.
It is very Florida, yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting the pricing down on this.
We have a medical here too, but like, and Krista got a medical one time, and it seems like it's like a sham kind of. It's just like if you have the money to get to pay the fee, like the doctor is going to approve you basically. But it's so expensive though. Like the just like buying the medical, like here it is, it's very expensive.
Okay, so the opal jars, they are going to be 100 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
There's between 20 and 30 per jar. So if you do the math at 20 per jar, it's like $5 an opal.
Oh wow. Okay.
Which is
yeah.
Much. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even.
Yeah.
That's the pricing. Either look it up. So if anybody does want an opal jar, how many were you able to make? Are you still making?
Yeah.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8, 9, 10 done. So
I don't, and honestly, I don't think we can do smaller jars either, because the size, just because like this jar has a big mouth on it, and I don't think we can fit like these larger pieces in, because like these are huge, like this thing. Yeah, these pieces are really big. Like that piece right there, like these opals, I can tell you that this size opal.
It's 37. Oh wait, let me make sure.
Like this in a jar is probably will pay for most of that. Also, this. What was your math on that?
It's 30, they all have at least 37 grams.
He's trying to close us out of StreamYard. Harold is.
Harold. So it's around 37 grams per jar.
Yeah.
You've made sure at least each jar has 37.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's at
most
least
of them have
37 grams per jar is what it is priced at.
Mm-hmm.
So 37 grams.
Yes, Cynthia. I mean, like, I'm gonna probably grow when I'm there, like once we actually buy a property, but it's not gonna be like, I'm not doing like weed farm stuff. I'm just gonna grow indoors, hydroponic. Probably, I mean, if it becomes a thing where I actually get, really well versed in it, I may actually just get a commercial building to do it in, just because I like that side of agriculture, like in plants, not just cannabis, like because I'm not really a cannabis person, but I'm a like I like plants, like I'm a plant person. So, but it means that I'm like I feel like I'm good at being able to do things with that. So, but also wasabi is another one that I want to do since the valley there is like perfect for that. So,
John is gonna get a jar. If the jars end up sitting, next week we'll just break them down.
okay,
Probably. But it might be more by weight.
yeah.
That way it makes
Look at this thing.
more sense for everyone getting a jar. So, because the jar is kind of like a bulk lot.
Yeah.
So we could have them.
How much? You said 100, and it was like that's really okay. So I can tell you.
20. I was counting between 20 and 30 opals per jar.
In Denver, the Welo people that I saw there were doing the smalls like this for $2 a gram, $2 to $3 depending on the quality. So like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's literally like with the wholesale price. Yeah.
I feel like the quality is more up there too.
Oh yeah, these are good.
Especially once you like dust them off, you actually fill them with oil.
Oh yeah, that's being dry as well. We can try it, yeah.
Okay. Let me get John down for the jar. If anyone else got a jar,
yeah, this one.
I missed it. Okay, let me fill up a jar with oil, and we'll take another look at it.
I'm planning to do something like that, actually. So my thing is though, like I don't want to deal with dispensaries. I also don't want to deal with like that whole process because like I think it is kind of a little bit seedy, like the way that it's being done there right now, because they're just like they basically are just like taking over farmland and like doing this whole thing where it's essentially like it's like South Florida all over again with like the orange crops and the different ways that farming happened here with like undocumented workers and just like it's got that whole stigma to it. I don't like that, but what I'm thinking of doing is like I would like to get very artisan to where it's like this is kind of like top shelf type stuff, like really fancy, kind of things where there's a lot of time developing strains and really doing the science behind it. And then I would just find an intermediary person who would then do all of that stuff to where I'm not really connected to it at all because I'm not super interested in that part of it. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It would be a thing where I'm not like I don't want to deal with a bunch of
quota and have like 10 employees.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's not going to be like that at all.
It's like, what can we produce with what we have with right. And then can we find some like mom and pop shops that just like it?
Yeah, because it's not. It's going to be named after a different pet.
What it looks like with the oil in it.
Okay.
It definitely flashes up a little bit.
So here's one with the oil. Do you have another jar, by the way?
Yes, I have.
So this is a jar with oil in it.
Ew.
And she didn't even clean these. So, like these are actually like just as they were. Like she didn't. Yeah, she didn't rinse them or anything first. So no, they're really good. Because like the thing about it is each one of these opals, like opals this size, are easily $25 to $35, if not more. And so it definitely you got a thing here, but it just depends on what you're trying to do. Or if you just really like opals, but it's a good way to get a lot of them. So.
So the jars are $100.
They're $100. Yeah.
We're not going to put oil in each one.
No.
But I mean, I could even show you guys a before and after of me putting oil.
Yeah, we could do that with one. So like this one maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take Harold so he doesn't get scared with the oil. Okay. And then here's the oil. So you can show a little before and after.
Cooperating. Hang on. Hold on. Here you go, Harold. Okay. Keep going. Okay.
Hey, Harry. Come here. There, he butted. I got him.
He's so fast.
Come here.
That's good. Yeah. It's hard. It's weird because it's like it's so easy to like just be like, oh, I've got anxiety or whatever. I mean, like everybody has anxiety to some degree. So but the thing about it though is like even if you just want it medical and for recreational purposes, the whole point of it is like smoking cannabis or vaping or whatever is so much safer than like drinking, for example, which is something that is like legal basically everywhere, and you can get alcohol anywhere. So it's like if people are choosing between those things, I would much rather them decide to smoke a joint and then, do their thing versus something that makes a lot of people, have very impaired judgment and makes them dangerous. So, for me, I just don't see I feel like it's just like, and I'm not really like, I'm not a libertarian or like in that kind of thing where, everybody has these rights, but I feel like that's something that makes no sense at all. Like, why is this something that is legislated so hard? It's because it's about money. It's always about money, and it's just a money thing for them. Like, it has to do with money, and the fact that they are able to make money off of it now is the reason why it's becoming legal. But the federal government hasn't figured out how to get their paws on it, so it's still illegal federally until they figure that out. But I'm sure they will. Okay, so this one, we're going to put the oil in as I'm filming here. So let's take a look and see if we can notice any difference. I'm going to make the biggest mess doing this. It generally takes time for it to actually soak in. So I don't expect it to look amazing immediately, but I think it does help though. Yeah, it actually does help quite a bit. But you can see the bubbles. So you can see it's like actually soaking up. That's cool. That's funny, Miran. That's how it is here, like right across the state line to Alabama, because it's only about like 30 minutes away from here. And like right as you get across the state line, you can buy like fireworks. There's porn stores. There's porn stores and fireworks right across the state line at every major roadway. Yeah, I mean, these are awesome. I got that all over my hand now. Alexa, play music. Playing a personalized station. There we go. Oh my god, look at that. Okay, so yeah. So that was that one. It was pretty flashy as it was, but yeah, definitely yeah. Oh, nice, Cynthia. So I guess is there no fireworks in is that like that? I don't know. Is Wyoming attached to Oregon? I guess okay, I'm really bad with geography on the West Coast. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hang and I can't, like my my ignorance is glaring right now.
Yeah.
Oh, she's still up there. She was sleeping up there. No, it's attached to Utah. Okay. Nice, Ashley. That's funny. No, I think we're okay. We're just showing, like, we were doing the thing. It looks like it it makes a pretty big difference in the
For the oil.
Yeah, like it really makes them stand out. So
yeah,
good.
Here's two next to each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if that visualizes.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this. So yeah, it's definitely that's cool. Okay, I got enough to make one more, so I'm gonna try that. There one needs a lid.
Got it.
Drive that way to Colorado. Oregon, Idaho, Utah.
We don't have to ship you guys oil.
That's a long drive to Colorado. I didn't realize, and I noticed that when we were in Denver that Denver was a long ways away from Oregon still. It was like roughly the same distance, wasn't it? Yeah, I just assumed they were closer because like it was roughly the same distance, I think, or something from where we live to where Colorado is to where Colorado is in relation to Oregon. So
the opal jars are $100.
yes,
they are at the minimum 37 grams of opals, and that is between 20 to 30 opals per jar. So
yeah, there's not more.
If we did the math at the minimum of 20 per jar, basically it would be like $5 an opal for opals that were typically 15 and up. Yeah. So they're not going to come in oil. Yeah. So They're also already dried out. So this is also a good resale lot if you're like a smaller shop going in.
Another thing too, I can tell you is that the Welo opal dealers and like the ones in Denver and the people who do this for wholesale, like the ones that people buy them from, they do them all wet, every single one of them. Like you don't buy them dry. You buy them wet, and the thing is, they weigh more when they're wet because they're soaking up water. So that's also another thing to think about price wise.
37 grams of
Dry opals, yeah, like it is actually a serious factor when you're dealing with larger numbers. So, like the dry weight versus the wet weight, because they do soak up water as they sit in it. So,
because they are hydrophobic,
right, and they obviously, and it's like it's not a scam or anything like that. They just do it because they look the best when they're in water. So, it benefits them to have them in water already. And like once you have them in water, you really need to leave them in water. So, because the drying process is a long one. I mean, but like the thing is though, like with this kind of thing, this is the reason why there's pieces like this is because they just let them dry out. They didn't there was no like special care. So like it made pieces craze and crack. And so you end up having a lot of these little kind of shard pieces, but these are great. Like this, the shards are like better to me than the big thick opals. Yeah. These are all Welos. Yep. Well, it's the Welo region of Ethiopia is where they're from, and that for some reason they call it Welo, even though it's supposed to be Wallow. But that's the idea is like it's from the Welo region of Ethiopia. I got enough for this last one, and then that's it.
Pretty good. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 jars, 12 jars.
This one's getting some really good crumbs in it.
I think we'll probably have some though. I mean, we'll probably leave like an oiled and unoiled version in the back of the show, I would assume.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they'll probably just be on tomorrow's show. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I can get another kilo at this price, or if it was like a
one-time thing. Yeah, I don't know. He seemed pretty desperate to raise money.
Yeah, because like our vendor was like going to the Munich show, so they were getting some sales. So I don't know if like on a normal week.
Is Munich in Germany? Is that it?
Yeah. Because people were asking if I was going. I'm like, fuck no, I'm not going.
Hell no.
What are you talking about? I'm not just gonna casually go to Germany next week. Like, I don't live that type of life.
I mean, like, even if you did, like, what?
Leaving my state to go like to another state is like a big thing to me. Flying to Colorado was
a huge deal. Yeah,
ridiculous that we actually freaking did that.
Yeah,
because of how hermited we are.
Yeah, that was a huge deal. I've never been to Colorado, and I had not been on an airplane since I was a child.
Yeah, we have been together for 13 years, and I've never known him to go on an airplane. No. So it was a big deal that we like went to Denver.
I also worked at the airport for like 17 years, and I had never been like flown. I mean, I'd been on airplanes, but I'd never flown like in the air on an airplane. At least during that whole time, like I just never did. But and happy early birthday, Ashley.
It's almost your birthday too.
Is it? Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean,
and happy everybody else that I missed. Happy birthday, Mirren, Katie Cat, also. Hey Sarah, thank you Sarah for stopping by and hanging out. Okay, so I'm done with these. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, so that one, those are little extra ones. There's a couple crusties in here. Yep.
Done?
Yeah.
All right, let me grab that last one.
Should I, real quick, look at one of the Diana Maria boxes?
Yes.
Okay, I know somebody was waiting, so yeah.
Yeah, I get one.
Alexa, play music.
So we are going to film a video for these opal jars tonight.
Yes.
Of David doing opposite day. It's going to be funny. You guys just have to like trust my vision. It's going to pan out. It's going to be a really funny video.
It's all your opal waste.
Here, do you have a gram weight on it?
No.
Do I get a gram weight on it? I'll just sell like a discount jar. Yes.
Somebody wants to buy Opal Matrix.
You have to trust me. It's gonna be a funny video. Hilarious. Just like the leaving to Denver video was hilarious.
It was pretty funny. I had no idea what it was about when it was happening, but once it was done, I thought it was pretty funny.
The mold of my video was so good. I feel like that type of video, like 2008 YouTube video,
You have scissors?
is my passion. I have this. So that's what was funny for me.
Did it bring you back to childhood?
It did, kind of. Yeah. So it's going to be a good video. Basically, I have like these fake clear Orbeez. Let me explain the video to you guys, because there's only 11 of you here. Okay. So, like, the video opens. It goes, video's here. It's David sitting at the table, struggling to center an opal inside of a jar of Orbeez. Because you guys know, the thing is, you put the jar of clear Orbeez and you put an opal in the middle. That's like the trend, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere. It's genius, it's beautiful, and it's everywhere. So the video would be him struggling to get the opal in the middle of the Orbeez. And so I pop in, I'm like, what are you doing? And he's just like, sweating. He just can't get the opal in the Orbeez. Please tell me to shut up as soon as this sounds stupid. He can't get the opal in the Orbeez. And I say, it's okay. It's opposite day. And then it's he's relaxed. And it cuts to him putting a single clear Orby into a jar full of opals. It's funny in my head. Please tell me now if it's dumb.
It's dumb.
What? You really think so?
So it makes it funny, though. It's dumb.
Okay. It's good, though.
It's pretty dumb. But it's funny. I'm just have to see how you produce this.
I'll post it late at night tonight. If it's like dumb, I'll just dirty delete it in the morning.
Everybody's just like, this is stupid. Like, I didn't post that.
Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I did that yesterday too. So what I did, yes, we could tie it to a jar giveaway. Like, oh, put up with my BS.
Yeah.
Give away a jar, and it could be this little jar, a half full jar.
Okay. All right. So this is Greedy Hog.
Oh, we got some greedy hog.
Yeah. What is the difference between Greedy Hog and Hidden Forest? The name.
Oh, DM on Discord. Oh no, I'll check. David's not on my phone. I will check tonight.
This is cold.
Sometimes I don't get my DM until like a month later. And then I check it. It's like, oh, so-and-so is messaging me this really nice message.
That might happen, Mirren. I don't know.
Oh, Greedy Hog Turkey.
Yeah, that has potential. Because, like, this group, as you can see, like, see the way that this looks. So this is the way that they get them directly from the UK. They send them like this. So there are broken pieces. It's just the nature of the game. There's quite a few with like that kind of thing. Some Galena. Yeah, there's some twins in here, some like broken pieces. So pretty standard for this this grade. Doesn't come in the black box.
Yeah, those are looking good.
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah, it's Hidden for. Greedy Hog. Why is it called Greedy Hog again? Does anybody know?
I just got my Greedy Hog like a minute ago.
They're like, if you took some Hidden Forest fluorite and renamed it, you'd be a Greedy Hog. I'm just kidding. I'm throwing so much shade. I'm sorry, UK Mine Adventures. No, it's just like I feel like they're overplaying they're overplaying the pocket thing to the point to where it's going to lose its value. Like it's gonna lose its value because it's like overly done, and there's not enough uniqueness to each pocket. Like if I can look at one of these and then name off 3 or 4 pockets that it could possibly be from, it's not from a pocket. Yeah, it's just not like that. What's the point of naming the pocket at that point? Yeah. Yeah, I know that's like the thing to say. It's like, and I mean that's kind of the deal I think with everybody that names, different pockets of material or whatever, but like it's tough because it's like there's not significance when it's cuz yeah, we can check the weight. But like cuz like for example, like the Roger Lee 50 year, we have it's still attached. We have the Roger Lee 50 year as well. And that one is like literally just the pocket that was their 50th year anniversary. So it's an anniversary pocket. So like the material doesn't have a certain look to it at all. And because of that, it's like that one's okay. It's commemorative, so it has a little bit. But like the ones that just have the random names, it just seems very like it's just kind of like contrived in a way. Like it's just very like um it's kind of like it's weird because like they like with the way they talk about it is like they don't really seem to like care about the provenance that much because they insinuate that, oh, if it looks like this then it's that type thing, and that tells me that it's like not really so much about pocket accuracy as much as it's about just having an archetype that they're trying to recreate. So like Purple Rain is purple, Supernova, and what's the other one? I always forget. The Milky Way is typically green fluorite with lots of quartz, like Jersey quartz or like larger pieces of quartz. Heavy metal is generally very galena, heavy base. But
it's like that 88.
It's not bad.
Yeah, this is less
It's a big piece
than the others. So
yeah.
this is even discounted more than our discounted ones.
I'm sure they're inside joke to some degree. I mean, but it's like this is money, It's like you name it and then all of a sudden it has value just because you put a name on it. And I mean, but that's like
$25.
Oh, nice. This one's 25. It's actually this crystal's loose on the top. I mean, it's not any different than like.
I don't mind if people want to play.
Okay, yeah, if you guys want to claim stuff, you can. So it's not any different than like brand names of stuff though, like in fashion and other things, because it's like, do shoes really cost that much money? Obviously not, or bags or whatever. Like it's obviously just the name that's on it, and and that whole kind of hype built around that. So it's really it's a genius move by them to have built that up. But I just feel like it's going to eventually peak at some point, and it's going to eventually come back down to earth. So hopefully, because I just don't see it, because they're not like they're not even doing the designer they're not doing the designer advertising thing correctly, because like I mean, at least in the way I would do it, because if you're going to like ask really premium prices on stuff and keep going up, then you have to really limit the supply. Like you can't just keep making them available. You have to crack down on it. I mean, that's the diamond model, is like you have to reduce the amount that's available so you can really capitalize on the demand for it. So this one, how much was this one?
Back on the scale.
Oh, that was a good one.
That one is 32.
32 on that guy.
This one is 20.
Here's a 20. This one is really good. Oh, the camera. That one is 20. Yeah, like I don't have an ethical issue with it. Like as far as like as long as they're being honest about it, I don't have an ethical issue like with it at all because this is a luxury. Like being able to buy crystals is not
Actually,
a
you guys only get that 20.
got you actually. Yeah, like if it'd be different if they were like providing housing or food or some kind of like basic necessity to people and it was like being done like this, but
These are
for
hogs.
yeah, greedy hog. But like this is for home decor. This is for collecting. It's a hobby thing. So I'm not, let them do what they're gonna do. Yeah, it's greedy hog.
This one's also 20.
And hey, Glindy. Yeah.
Okay, this was the one.
This one is also a 20. We can probably turn this now again. There we go. Yeah, there we go. We do have Jersey Dreams. We only have one flat of it. There may be some broken little pieces in it, but from what I saw,
I'm trying to see what broken little pieces there are of the hogs.
I glanced at it earlier, and it looked like mostly bigger pieces.
Do you have the gram scale again?
I do. Wait, do I? Yes. Yeah, it's up here. But like, also, I was thinking of like potentially breaking some of it down as well, if if it becomes a thing, because like these kind of pieces. Like this kind of piece right here would break very easily, like right there. All it would take is just a little bit of just like put it on the saw just a little bit, and then actually just kind of like just put pressure on it, and it would like the two pieces would separate. Then you'd have two pieces. So put them in candle. Oh, that's a good idea on the candle thing. You could UV them too while they're in the candle. That's pretty cool. Now the thing about UK Flora, I mean, they've turned it into Pokemon, so it's like you got to get one of each one, right? But like, I mean, that's why we're doing this with these, like, because we don't particularly like UK Florates, like, as a business thing. It just makes sense that we're getting them here because we're able to offer them at a much lower price than what they are from the normal market. So this works well for people who want to collect but don't necessarily want to pay the premium price of like the really high end, like black box and like cabinet style ones. Because like some of those, like what was that one? Not lemon meringue. What's that one? Oh, the honeybee one. What was that called? Honey bear. Yeah, the honey bear pocket, for example, is not like they never sold any of it wholesale. Like the only pieces that are out there were ones that were sold via retail. So if you buy one from someone, then they already paid a retail price for it. So you're like paying above retail if you're buying it from them, assuming that they. I mean, some people will say that they, are selling something at price. I don't ever really like at their cost, but I don't ever really believe that normally on face value. But maybe, but like I don't see it happening for something like this where it's a limited resource that like a limited, really limited pocket type thing. I don't see someone selling it for their cost. So, you're paying over retail, and that's part of what sets the market higher and keeps it going up. So, I do love Alexandrite. Yeah, no, so it's that's a good idea, by the way. We used to make candles. She made a jar of greedy hog. We we used to critically we used to make candles with crystal chips in them. Like we did that for actually a couple of years. We did that from 2019 to like 2021. I made candles and then also wax melts with crystal chips on them. I got tired of doing it though. it was a labor of love. It wasn't super profitable to do it really well. I'm sure you understand that when intimately, if you deal with them a lot, it's like there's a lot of work that goes and a lot of research that goes into candles, especially like getting the right containers and the right wicks and the right wax, like in making it all work. Like there's a lot of testing and stuff that goes into that, and it's just such a for me, it became a thing to where it was like I feel like I'm not able to do this at a professional level unless I have more time and energy to put into it, and I don't. So I just need to stick to one thing.
Mira, they're really small. I gotta put my hands up at this one. I gotta say, the jar, genius. Takes true talent.
See, this is why
we're gonna have to grit this one.
This is why Mirren has an issue with you.
You know,
because you just did the jar.
It is what it is. The jar.
Mm-hmm.
$30 for the jar.
Okay.
But you'll have to grit it.
Okay. Thanks, PM. PMC's here. It's
my
good to see you,
video
PM.
idea is genius. Asshole.
How's it going, Pam? It's been a while. We're on StreamYard right now, so we're kind of like on multiple platforms. So that's how we get to see you guys on Facebook. But we're actually like primarily on Twitch. So, oh, by the way, so we haven't posted this yet on our Facebook page, but we are moving. I know that Mystics talked about it a little bit. We're going to Oregon. So, but when we move, we're basically like fracturing the business in a way, like to where everybody working for us is going to be doing Mystic stuff. So like Reed's going to be on Mystics doing more shows and all that. And she's going to be doing a lot of the stuff that we do here because she's going to be using our stock. So Mystics is really going to ramp up when we go. But when we get there, we're actually going to be doing a lot more lives, both on Facebook and Instagram as well as TikTok. And we're going to be doing a lot of it's going to be pretty interesting because we're like when we get there, we're going to actually have a lot of access to like wholesalers, like wholesale warehouses and stuff, like big volume things. So we're going to be able to like get into some really cool stuff that we don't generally get into. So it's going to be fun. All right. So how much was this jar? What'd you say?
30.
30. So $30. Greedy Hog, a jar full of oil. Is that oil?
I oiled it.
It's full of oil.
So you get the oil with it.
Don't tell the American military. It's a joke about oil. Okay. Anyway, so this one.
Thank you, Mr. Commentator. Yeah, Harold, he's sleeping so hard.
It's a meme. It's a funny meme. One of my friends in the Navy actually sent like he posted that meme and we talked about it for a while. So I was like, "Do you find it offensive?" And he was like, "No, that's what we do." I'm like, okay.
If you're just joining and you missed, we also have the opal jars, which are 100 per jar, but here they are.
It's going to be the letter A.
We're sending you 100 gram or 37 grams of opal that is dry.
Yes.
You can add oil to it, it'll look like this, and you can also see the difference between oil and no oil.
So 37-ish grams of high flash opals. A lot of potential there. So, yep. Okay. So that was the Greedy Hog.
All right. That's it.
Is that it? Yeah. Is that all we're gonna do? It's late.
It is late. It's getting late.
Tomorrow. So tomorrow we can maybe get into more of the.
Tomorrow we're doing mouth here.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody needed a black web before we go, just let us know. The range right now for black web is like 60, 70. Like here's a good 70. But it goes all the way up to 250 on the black web.
That is true, Mirren. Mare's a ride or die, though. Mare actually like made Denver successful for us. Like she pulled through and came through for us.
Also, for dates, in case anybody was wondering, We are listing invoices on Monday the 23rd. Purchases or claims this week are due on Friday the 27th. So a little over a week from now is when the claims from tonight will be due.
Yes. Yeah, you got until next Monday, which is a long ways away.
And shout out to everyone who downloaded Twitch for us.
Mare didn't.
Mare didn't?
No, I don't think so.
Well,
I didn't see her. Did you see her?
She was live tonight. I think she had a big live.
Nope.
Tonight.
Going down. Nope. Totem pole.
Is Mare here?
I don't think so.
I wonder if she's live.
Might be.
Let's check. How do I check that? Mare.
It's true. See, Mare didn't make it to the stream, so.
No, she's not live right now.
So she has no excuse.
She literally has a child.
No excuse. I cannot believe that she is not putting all of her time into watching our show.
Yeah, nobody tweet day. And I gotta say,
okay.
A standard perky, $25. 15 if it's low.
That is true. That is true,
to get
Sarah.
A jar with like 20, what is that? A little over $1 a piece?
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's 30. It's all you if you want it. Cynthia Opal. Got it. Are you watching TikToks now?
Yeah.
Is that Natalie?
Yeah.
What's she talking about?
It was I'm trying to. It's 3 things crystal shops don't want you to know.
We should watch it on here. We should do a react.
No.
No. Yes.
I'm sure it's good.
What does she not want us to know?
I don't know. I was trying to watch it.
Well,
I'm sure it's good. All right, let's see. All right, we'll watch it.
Live reactions are good on Twitch. Listen, I know.
I want you to know. Why is pricing so different across the board? First of all, everyone has different markups based on their business costs. But it also depends how much you're getting the crystals for. If you're getting them for a better price, of course you can charge less. So generally, shops that are able to get large lots are able to charge less. And keep it in mind, just because a shop is charging more, it doesn't mean they're making more money. Those small shops may be making less money
most
than
of the time
a larger shop that's charging a lot less. So it doesn't mean they're overcharging you. It means they have to cover their ass.
They're still overcharging you, but I do agree. They're not making a good profit. So I agree.
Now let's talk about trade names.
Okay.
Just because a shop uses trade names doesn't mean they don't know what they're doing. Trade names are a great way to distinguish crystals from a different locality from one another. So don't listen to a shop that shits on another for using a trade name. Maybe ask that shop. Be like, oh, what's the scientific name? They're probably going to know it, and they'll be able to tell you where it came from. And if they can't, maybe they're a new shop and they haven't learned about localities yet. Just don't be an asshole to them. Asshole shops suck. Sorry, I'm filming content while running around the office getting some things done before I leave. You guys are entertaining me. Now let's talk about ethical mining. If you don't care where your crystals come from, I'm speechless, but okay. I personally care a fuck ton, and I only source crystals from sources that I can confirm where they're coming out of the ground. It matters a lot to me, but then again, I believe in the metaphysical, and I believe crystals have vibes and energies to them. So if you don't, I could see why you wouldn't give a fuck. To be honest, I don't know why anyone would not care where their crystals came from or the journey that they had before they got to you. Now, of course, lots of our products are created under shitty circumstances around the world. But an item I'm using for crystal healing and connecting with on a personal basis, I want to know where it comes from. If you guys want another one of these, let me know. I can talk about this for days.
Okay, here's my take.
Yeah.
I'll give you my take because then you can go off on it.
Yeah.
Like the trade name thing, I think Natalie is the perfect example of I can use a trade name.
Well, yeah, she's salty about it. Like, because everybody was being really rude to her about it.
But also tell you where it's from, which is what we do. Like the Black Web Amethyst or the Shield Stone, things like that. Yeah. It's okay to have like a fun, cool trade name because you can actually back it up. So like her Alien Amethyst example, yes, she wasn't doing anything wrong with the Alien Amethyst because she was honest from the start that was a fun name that her shop gave to the material and ended up taking off, but she was still always honest about what the material was and where it was from.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
love that.
She got a lot of crap for it.
As far as the ethical mining
So
stuff,
obviously it's a sore subject for her.
when she says, I understand our materials are made sometimes under shitty circumstances, I would beg to differ that they are not.
What do you mean?
Because in my...
I think she's talking about other things that we get.
Sure.
Like our phones.
The thing is,
yeah, things like
that's the thing is, like, when you talk about ethical mining, typically, and the Nigerian fluoride is such a good example because they're mining it, but then they were like, oh, if we license this more as like turning it into this other element or thing that we need for cell phones or whatever,
lithium,
then we are going to make more money. So they don't sell it as specimens. Same with like Joe Larkins. They're like, oh, the money is in making granite.
Right.
So the little bit of fluorite that we hit is not going to make enough money to have us actually worry about it.
Can I have that amethyst?
And Elmwood does that? Which type of amethyst?
Just the black amethyst, yeah.
And Elmwood does that. They're mining their stuff for zinc, not for specimens, because they're not going to make enough off specimens. So in a sense, when you're getting a specimen that's actually like preserved and mined as a specimen, it's not being mined in mass for money.
These are from Brazil, Pam.
The specimens don't matter to people.
Right.
So, like, when you're a huge corporation that's mining like lithium for lithium batteries or cobalt for whatever they're using the cobalt for, that's the issues where the ethical mining comes into play. But like Moscata mine is open for specimens.
Right.
So to me, it's like when you're mining for specimens, it's not a huge operation that utilizes like child labor. It's something that's mined for specimens.
It's so the thing about specimen mining is that it is also like, I feel like
oh my gosh, how do I block on Twitch?
I feel like it's a thing that I don't know. The thing about the ethics of crystals and ethics of mining, I'm not getting on that high horse, and I'm not going to tell you that everything is sourced completely ethically, because you can ask any dealer, like literally any vendor, any exporter, you can say, hey, are these ethically sourced? And they will say, absolutely, yes, they are. And it literally, like, they could be like the villain from Roger Rabbit. Like, it could be just like 100% apparent that they are like they literally could have like children in the background mining things while they're telling you that they would not, that they don't do that.
Did you see that PMC after the black?
Yes, yeah. It's from Brazil. Yeah, it's Minas Gerais. But that's the whole thing about it is like, everybody's going to say yes, it's ethically mined. So like, if you check into it and you say, hey, is this ethically mined, they're always going to say yes, because they want your money, they want your business. They're not going to say no and then lose your business if they were. Like, it's kind of like asking your kid who has peanut butter all over his face, if he got into the peanut butter, he's going to say no.
Yeah.
Like, and so that part of it doesn't fly for me. But also, that's why I think it's important to not get hung up on the ethics of it. And the reason why you shouldn't get hung up on the ethics of it is because most of us, if not all of us, have a cell phone, and we shop at places like Walmart, and we get things all the time without being concerned with the ethics of them. And so, like,
it's just pretty.
If you don't care. If you don't care about the ethics of how your TV was made, then why do you care about the ethics of the crystal that you're getting? You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have this kind of like really hyper-focused thing. Because
the operations that fund mass mining that are actually utilizing all these shitty tactics are not the small villages that are going in and collecting specimens. So there's just a difference there, where it's like,
well, yeah, this is mostly mass market stuff, by the way.
Like mass market stuff, which is why we've massively stepped out of that. Like,
we don't deal much with we don't deal much at all with the China mass market, but I mean, and it's not to say that they don't still utilize some things like that with their specimen trade.
But the company that mines for cobalt is different than the small, 5-man team in Africa that's like mining Arongo fluoride or mining, amethyst and they're preserving them for specimens, that's a different type of mining.
Right.
It's typically, you know, villages that are funding, you know, their costs, or it's like individual mining operations. It's not a company that's like, we're going to mine 2 million tons of stuff this year and extract all the lithium out of it. And we're going to have kids go get our mica to make makeup for you.
Right.
It's like, that's not where
Right.
your specimens are coming from, because those companies blow up your specimens and grind them down to get the lithium out of them.
Yeah.
They don't preserve them as actual specimens.
Yeah.
So it's
just
two
a different
totally
market.
different people that are mining. So yes, mining can be bad, and then you just shouldn't have a cell phone, or you shouldn't have electronics, or you shouldn't have lithium batteries.
That's why I have trouble with the metaphysical side of things too, because it's very subjective. Because like it's like if you think that things have energy, which is fine, and you believe that, you know it's just like it's very like selective though. It's like, oh, I think this has energy, but not all the other things that are around it. Like, and so because of that, it just is a tough thing for me to be like, I didn't take this out of the ground. I bought this from a exporter probably, and so I don't know the chain that this got here. And so, and without me going there, like physically making my way to wherever this material comes from, I have no idea for sure. And so, because of that, I don't do the ethical thing. And it's also because it's like it's a buzzword now, like saying that, oh, these are ethically sourced, and it's just the thing is you can't prove it. Like you can't verify. Like if someone says, if they say, oh, my stuff is ethically sourced, and you say, okay, prove it, and like what are they going to do? They're just going to say, you have to trust me. They're not going to give you their sources or their information on how they know that. You know, and so you have to still kind of have a trust thing. But like the thing about it is that I would not utilize any, like, I don't think anybody would utilize a dealer that they know is using child labor or something like unethical like that. But the fact is that it happens all the time. And it happens mostly in the crystal mass market, because that's just where it's.
Mass market.
Yeah.
Like, the little obsidian Pikachu is cute.
Yeah.
But also,
Right.
That is what is contributing to the problem versus
It's a tough topic,
shops
though.
that could provide you with locales that actually produce specimens rather than, I mean, look up pictures of how they get sodalite.
Right.
It's like they cut huge, like building sized pieces of sodalite out, send them to China, and then mass carve them into palms and towers and spheres and all of that. That's just very different.
Yeah.
It's just different than buying, like, you know, a small production of something.
Yeah.
That's just going to be a little different.
But that's, I mean, that's the thing is, and like I actually agree with her video, like, and like her take on it, I think is good because she's giving a perspective of from the metaphysical side, you know. And so I think that it's really good. Like I don't have any criticisms for her video. I like that she's still doing videos to talk about the trade name thing because it is really shitty what everybody did to her whenever she first started with the alien amethyst thing, because there was a lot of like really bullying kind of like shops that like were just like dragging her, like going onto her posts and like just talking crap and just really making a huge deal out of the fact that she decided to call them alien amethyst. And like me personally, I don't think it's a good name. Like I would not have picked that name, but that's the name that it is. That's the name she chose, and it works well, and everybody loves it. So like, who am I, you know, to then be like, oh, you're terrible because you did that? They're just mad that they couldn't do it. That's literally what it is. Yes. That's literally what it is. They're just jealous, and you know, and she didn't do anything misleading the whole time. It's not like she was just like making stuff up about it. She was being honest about it, where it came from, what it was, and so like, leave her alone. Like, just stop being mad at someone else being successful. So
it's very parallel to the black web amethyst, because this is a small production that doesn't have, like, what they found is what they found. And if you end up getting the most of it, you can put a fun name on it.
Yeah.
You know, the unfortunate side of the hematite capped amethyst is that behind the scenes, there's a large company in India who actually bought the quarry.
Mm-hmm.
So they're now doing Like, they're producing it for specimens, but they're doing it really, really cheaply.
Yeah. The
So,
alien
like,
amethyst market is completely bottomed out. It's done.
Alien amethyst has crashed.
Yeah.
The amethyst itself has crashed. I can get it 5 times cheaper than I did on the last order I made of it. Because when something gets hyped, like, I think that's where, you have to come in and be like, okay, should we hype this? When something gets hyped, it gets sold way more, and it, like, come to find out, which is funny because it was I guess I'll take credit for it. It was my suspicion from the start that this was the top layer of material, and this was mine way before they found the terminated section of it, and that it was mine used for chevron amethyst that is produced by India. So it made sense to me because when you buy chevron amethyst from India, it looks like alien amethyst. It's like purple, and then there's some red spots and there's some white spots, and it is what it is. So when I was like grilling some of the contacts on it, yeah, it ends up turning out, I mean, it's a huge quarry, and they've recently found a patch of it that is actually terminated. So this is like the top layer of this stuff. So that's where it gets a little,
Yeah.
to me, that's where it gets a little sticky. But also, thankfully, that was my take from the start, was it's the same type of stuff that you see cut and polished into chevron amethyst from India.
Right.
You can look up spheres of that material that have been sold in the past.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff to me, except this is the actual terminated section of it.
Yeah. It's well, it's a lesson, I think, to a lot of shops who really paid a lot of money for the material because they really got hurt by that. Because the price on that material, on that alien amethyst material, went from like literally up to like, what were they charging at the peak? Like 100 and.
No, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, yeah, when it first started, it was like 100 a kilo. There are some
At wholesale.
At wholesale.
Yeah, so
there are some
250, 300 a kilo
shops.
retail.
I know I talked to a couple customers who bought from a larger shop, an Instagram shop, and they were wondering about the pricing, and it was like 300. It ended up being 350 a kilo retail.
Yeah.
So 350 a kilo retail from trusted, popular shops. We were thankfully able to offer it at 100 a kilo, between 85 for like wholesale to 115 a kilo for smaller pieces. Our first lot was really great quality. That one went closer to like 180 a kilo. But we're talking about like topping off at 350 a kilo.
Yeah.
We were charging anywhere from the whole time we had it between 80 a kilo for lower quality wholesale to 225 for the highest quality small pieces. And then I guess someone in India made a deal on the whole quarry because one of my friends that's a big importer who's like able to throw down and just get pallets of the stuff was offered it and asked my opinion on it just because, I deal with smaller time wholesale. So asked my opinion on like what were we getting it for, what's the lowest we've seen it, and me and him talked for a little while, and it was like, wow, it seems like since they've signed this deal, they're literally down to like 15 a kilo, what they're selling it for. And so it proves that there's so much of it. And this is why, as a shop, you don't want, like, we see it all the time as like these videos and people are like, we're the first ones to have this. And I'm like, that's not a flex. Like, that is, you really don't ever want to be the first one to have something.
Yeah.
You really want to sit and see where the market goes. because the market changes depending on who buys rights to the mine. There's all this behind the scenes work that is so important to the pricing of something, and then you end up in that sort of situation. So
Tanzanite.
if you are another shop and you hear another shop say, we're the first to have it,
Yeah, it's not.
they might
not
feel like they're
thing.
bragging. It's literally not a brag. It's just not a brag.
It's not a good one anyway.
Unless you can really confirm that that is what there is of the production, like the black web stuff or the what were the fluorides? The PBJ fluorides. You know, we got a small group of them, and then we were able to see more of what they were doing on the market, and we went back for the rest of them. We did that on both those productions, the PBJ fluorides, which if you guys want to see any, I actually have a flat up here if you're looking for stuff. Please.
I need to actually finish unboxing them. They're right there.
We need to actually pair them up with their tags. Some of them are, but
Yeah, they should all be actually.
They should all be. So PBJ Flora was another one where, you know, we got our group of it, and then the production ended up being smaller. That's the thing too, is like, if you're gonna invest in a production, it has to be smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Indian Amethyst, it's like when they got the quarry and started advertising how much they would have available to people to sell as specimens, it was just like, it was a ton.
Yeah, it
Like,
just took all of the demand away.
Literally more than a ton, but it was a lot of material.
That was 35.
So it's definitely not the best idea to try and be the first on something.
I would not recommend it.
It's not something we try and get into.
Yeah.
Tired?
Yeah. Yeah. 1 a.m.
Okay.
Been live for like 4 hours.
Well, go ahead and go.
Okay. The first Banana Night, I wonder which one that was. Let's see.
We're eating off YouTube, I think, with two
Was it this one, Christy?
We had Anna T on our YouTube.
Was it this guy? Let me know if it was this guy, Christy. These Banana Nights are not expensive, by the way. Maybe. Okay, let me keep going. So this is the second one. So that was the first one. This is the second one. This is the second one. And then this is the third one. It's number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Let me know. I think that they were not much. Like, have a good night, Cynthia. Yeah, we're leaving too soon.
Mouse your calcite tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, Mickey Mouse, your calcites. Number 1. How much is this piece? It has dendrites on it.
$6.
It's $6, Christy. If someone to send you guys something for the holidays, yes.
No.
Well, no. Yes. No. Actually, don't, because we are because we're going out of town. We're gonna have to get an address in Oregon. Once we get an address in Oregon, like whatever our return address is on the labels that you get, like if you get an order from us in Oregon, it's fine to send it back to that address. It's gonna probably be like we use like a virtual mailbox type thing here, and so like anytime we get a return package, for example, or somebody sends us something, it goes to a postal store thing that we have to go to, but we need to get that set up in Oregon before, if you expect us to actually get it. So yeah.
If you're sending it soon, message me.
Yeah, I mean,
and I could get you the actual.
Yeah, like if you're sending it like in the next week, then you could just send it, but she could send it to the PO box thing or whatever it's called, because we'll have it by then. But like it doesn't, it's not slower. It's just that I don't want it to be, up there and then not be able to get to it and have to send Reed to get it or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Still, yeah. I was gonna say it is a while, I guess. So we are switching away from wooden tags. That is a thing that's happening. So
Maybe get you guys ready for that.
so we're doing paper tags. They're gonna be kind of like the ones that Crystal Habit does are really good. I like that.
Crystal Habit has the best.
Yeah,
tags.
yeah. I want to kind of
That's a
copy that in a
shout-out.
way. Like it's obviously not gonna be exactly the same, but just the type of like we're gonna use like that same kind of vellum, really nice paper.
You need to refuse delivery on anything that Mirren sends me. I don't
Nice.
trust it. It's definitely a chemical.
It's all glitter. It's all mica. So, so we're gonna be doing paper tags soon. We're actually gonna probably start before we even go, so we can kind of get into the routine.
Yes.
And then I'll eventually bring wooden tags back. Once I may just buy a new laser up there. I don't know yet for sure, but I think that if we do bring wooden tags back, I'm probably going to have to like make them a premium thing, where like I just have like I make a certain number of them each week, and then if you want one, you have to add it. Like add it on to your card or whatever.
Reed is gonna be.
But that way, because like my problem with the tag thing is it's gotten so big now that I actually use about I probably do about I would say like probably between 15 and 20 hours of work a week just making tags for you guys. And it's too much. Like it's and a big part of it is it's my disorganization of not having them organized very well.
I'm gonna
So-
tell you about how I feel about tags.
So what's happening is like whenever you guys go to close, I have this huge list I have to do every time, and so I'm like looking for tags, and then if I can't find them, I give up at some point, and then I have to make them, and it's just like a whole thing. So yeah, it's a lot. So that's why we're gonna go over to paper tags because I can do the work a lot faster, and then just turn the wooden tag into a premium thing to where like if you don't mind putting $1, extra, you can get a wooden tag type thing. So that I've got a much smaller demand, and it actually is paying for my time to do it as
To
well. So,
encourage you,
yes.
because David hates scaling things back,
Mhm.
and he gets really worried that he's
Yeah.
going to like disappoint people.
Yeah.
He is really going in on the paper tag thing. So he ordered like the best paper. He's hounding me all day about designs.
Yes, we have to have a very good design.
And we talked about it today. And for the next like 4 or 5 weeks, he's going to be like carving things to take with him to like offer. He's talking about getting some of the cases made.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
like,
yeah.
the tag cases, maybe people who are open box.
Yeah, like the no box required cases, if you remember those. Like we're gonna actually get some. We're gonna get them like made, like tag cases for you guys.
Well, actually, here's what we're thinking about that we need feedback on.
Mhm.
So there's 10 people here.
Yes.
So I feel like we can get.
That's a good time to ask this question. Yeah.
So when we move,
Mhm.
open box is great, but it does take a lot of organization.
Mhm.
Can I show the organization? Like,
Sure.
what I'm doing now. So let me take the phone real quick, and then I want you to read the comments.
Okay.
So, like, I have this list of like closing no additions, who is paid and weekly and is shipping, and then this second column gets filled in by our wrapping team, ready to label. We have the closers, we have the open boxes, we have the paid PAs that need to ship. Like, we have this whole thing going there. So this is what we're working off of recently,
Mhm.
and it's been great. Hopefully it's working off like good on your guys' end.
I think it's better, or it's a lot more detailed and better organized than the way we're doing it before. You guys get more details on the invoices, which is good.
The thing is, are we able to offer open box at the care that it should take,
Right.
where we offer to open closers whenever they ask?
Yeah.
So where we're trying to figure out is,
That's a good point.
can we, basically what we're trying to discuss is like, can we do a open box,
Mhm.
but if you request to go open, it's like a monthly box.
Mhm.
So like open boxes will run from like the first week of the month. They'll ship on the last week of the month, so you can be open for 4 weeks.
Right.
And then at the end,
I think that's the way to do it.
you
Yeah.
have to ship your box. So
Right.
you have 4 weeks to meet the $250 for free
Right.
shipping. The thing is, though, if you order every week
Right.
and the most you can pay is $14 for shipping, you're still saving on shipping by only shipping once a month.
Yeah.
So even if you're not hitting the free, you're still only paying one shipping fee because we will never charge more than the 14. Right. So if you spend 200, you're going to pay the 14, whether you spend it in 1 week or you spend it in 4 weeks.
So essentially, let's break this down though, instead of making like so.
Yes.
So essentially, what we would be doing is we would still have weekly orders like we always do, but then if you want to go open box, then essentially what's happening on open box is you're getting your stuff shipped out once a week or once a month. So like right now, it would be like if you're like, hey, I'm going open box, then your stuff does not ship until the very end of this month, which we're in October right now. So it would be November 1st would be when your order ships out. And so like, and it would be
$6.
yeah, it was a banana night. You already got it. You already took it from me.
Did I?
Yeah.
It is not on my list. Yeah, it is on my list. $6. Just kidding.
Okay. Yeah, we got you, Christy. Yeah, we got you. Yeah, we already got you on it. We saw it. So basically, what would happen is if you're an open box, your box is only open for 1 month, and then we ship it at the very end of the month. If you're over 250, you ship automatically. If you need a shipping invoice, we will post one, and we'll probably reach out to you as well. Because you obviously don't know to look if you don't, if you aren't looking for it, you're not gonna pay it. But so we'll probably reach out to anybody that needs to know that they have one. So because like the other problem we have is when we're in Oregon, we're going to be working out of an Airbnb most likely. We may potentially be working out of a warehouse to some degree because like we're talking about potentially renting warehouse space. And if we do that, then obviously we'll have a lot more room to work. But for the most part, we're still going to have a setup at the Airbnb. So we really want to minimize the amount of stuff we have kind of building there where we're like in our building now we've got open boxers. They take up a wall that's probably like 20 feet long, 15 feet long, and it's like from floor to ceiling, and it's a lot to keep up with. So and like right now, like over the last few weeks and also for the next 3 weeks, Aaron and Reed are actually working to go through and try to close everybody out to be like, because a lot of them are people who bought something a year ago, and so they're trying to reach out to all of them and just say, hey, can I ship your stuff? I don't want to ship it automatically because people move, and they're not expecting a package. So I don't want to send it unless we get the okay from them. So if it's anybody that we reach out to and we don't hear back from them, then we're going to restock their stuff. And that way, and then whenever they reach out to us and say, hey, where's my stuff? Then we refund it, or we refund it when we restock it. Either way, like we're going to have to do that for people who don't, because like the people who don't respond back to us when we message them and we're like, hey, you bought something here a year and a half ago, do you still want it, and they just ignore us, then we will I don't know if we can refund it. Like we have to wait until they respond to us, because if they don't respond to us, then because the refund window is actually closed because it's like been so long, so we have to wait for them to respond to us. Then we need to get a good email for them to send them the money back, so it's like a whole thing. But yeah, maybe the monthly thing, and plus that does help you guys as well, to where you don't have to tell us when you want to close. It's like you just know it's going to close at the end of the month.
For our side, because me and David want to spend as much time sourcing and pricing and finding new things
Vacationing
for you as possible. It's like on the what are you laughing at?
I said vacationing.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
The thing is like when we leave, we have no back end help. It's me doing it.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be like capturing every payment, making sure that somebody's wrapping it.
It's kind of
cool. Somebody, I mean, like our kids.
Yeah, we have one of our kids is helping with us. But the cool thing too, though, is like when we do move, like I'm literally wrapping your packages, like me and our
and
kid,
I'm answering your messages. Yeah.
And Krista is probably wrapping her packages as well. Like we're gonna be doing all of it. because we used to do it all the time. Like this was a thing that we were like, I was always down to rap, and unfortunately, like I stopped doing it because number one, it was not a good use of my time, but also like it made me like kind of I set the bar too high a little bit because I'm like always overachieving, and so because of that, it gave me kind of like a negative kind of look at other people that were doing it as well. And it's like I didn't want to have that because everybody works at their own pace, right? Like, and I didn't want to be like constantly reminding myself, oh, I just did like 10 packages and you're doing like your first one, like, and so I had to get away from it a little bit. But now that we're
I'm wrapping it.
now that we're on our own, essentially, we're going to be doing everything. So it's going to be a lot more personal than it was before, like to where we really are able to put that time into your stuff, and I like that because I feel like that's something that we've missed, with our business, because it's grown to the point to where it's very impersonal. It's like, oh, here's your free gift, and it's like I feel like we're like the lunch lady, just like slopping the mashed potatoes on the plates, and so it's a lot. I'm happy that it's going to be more personal, but I feel like as a trade-off, we're not going to be able to do the volume that we you are used to doing. So we may be doing less shows, potentially, or less sales on things. We may be doing less, to where it's like, I'm not going to do a ton of $5 things anymore, unless we have the time for it, like the time to actually do the back end to match it. But I think just getting out of wooden tags, it frees up a ton of time. So I'm excited for that, because like printing the tags and using really high quality paper, tags like cardstock, like vellum style cardstock and stuff, will make very professional tags, but in a fraction of the time. So we'll see. But it's a lot of there's a lot of unknowns at this point. Like I'm trying not to be too freaked out about it because it's such a huge thing for us. But I think it's going to be pretty good. Like I think we're going to do pretty well. But have a good night, Ashley. Yeah, we're leaving too. Like it's like 1:13.
Yeah,
So
we
once we capture this bird, we're gonna go. Oh, she heard me and she's looking at me now. She's got blue. Did you see that? Like her little look at this thing.
Yeah, down the back.
Yeah, she's got little blue feathers on her back. Yeah, we gotta capture her and put her into her cage or into his cage or something. All right, we're gonna leave, but we'll be back tomorrow. Right? We're doing a show again tomorrow. Okay, so we'll be back tomorrow. See you guys then. Have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thank you for being here because it means a lot. All right.